The World Darts Matchplay is my favourite event personally, but it's not everybody's favourite event, and there's some people on this list who are going to hate it. If you are not familiar with the rankings, the best thing to do is hit the subscribe button, because I talk you through everything before the events and after the events regarding the rankings. And today I am going to guide you into players who are going to be unable to do anything about their ranking position. How darts ranking works, whatever you won 2 years ago is on the line here. So Luke Humphries won this event a couple of years ago, won £200,000. If this year he wins £50,000, reaching the semi-finals, £150,000 will come off of his rankings. He defended 50 of it. The 8 players I have for you on this list, I think that's right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, just had to double check. The 8 players I've got on this list for you cannot defend their ranking money they won in this couple of years ago because they haven't qualified. That list includes champions, world champions, match play champions. It includes the likes of Peter Wright, who ends a run that includes the World Match Play Championship in 2021. 15 times he's played in the World Match Play, 13 in a row. The streak is over. He played in this event a couple of years ago. The now world number 34, losing out 10-5 to somebody who's becoming a bit of a match play specialist, really, in Andrew Gilding. Should be safe though, and I'll tell you why. Even though he's got £10,000 coming off his rankings, he should still be safe due to the fact of everybody around him not being in the event as well. The likes of Ricardo Petresco, who has been struggling with dartitis as of late, but much improved when he partnered Martin Schindler in the World Cup. The rhythm's changed, the pace has changed. Could see him get back to a bit of form, but he's not going to move down. He's not going to move down, that's for sure. He lost in this event 10-4 to Luke Humphries a couple of years ago. Good performance of 100 average, but Humphries was just on one. Went on to win the title, as we know. So again, world number 35 won't drop down. If anything, those first 2 players, Peter Wright and Ricardo Petresco, could go up. Depending on other results, of course. There's people below them in the event. But Michael Smith above them is the interesting factor here. Now, we know Michael Smith's been struggling with injury, and things haven't been going quite as well as they once was. But a semi-final 2 years ago means £50,000 is going to come off of his Order of Merit. Did have a good run in this. He beat Gary Anderson 10-5, Chris Doby 11-9, Rob Cross battering 16-7 before losing out 17-13 in the semi-final to Michael van Gerwen. Now, that's a lot of money. £50,000 is a big chunk to come off. Currently the world number 33, likely to go down 2 places to around about the world number 35. That's what I sort of see here for Michael Smith. So that big semi-final could be costly for him, but keeps Peter Wright and Petresco in their sort of ranking positions for a little bit longer. One that we've been picking up on this channel for quite some time, and in regards to the dropping down the rankings and those big chunks of money coming off, there's another big chunk to come here for Dimitri van den Bergh. He reached the quarter-final stage of this event a couple of years ago, a great run. He beat Martin Schindler by 10 legs to 6. He beat Johnny Clayton, who could be a bit of a dark horse for this year's championship, 11-5, before losing to the eventual winner, Luke Humphries. Quarter-final back then would have got you £30,000. £30,000 off the Order of Merit. Dimitri van den Bergh would see him move down provisionally from number 39 to number 47. Quite a drop. Remember, the cut-off for the tour cards is 64, and he's getting closer to that cut-off. A lot of work to do for Dimitri van den Bergh if he's going to keep hold of that card. And we did see him miss out on the recent Players' Championship events. Didn't attend those ones, so something to keep an eye on. Daryl Gurney. He missed some events, didn't he? And he's probably kicking himself now. He ended up missing out by a fraction of a margin. Dave Chisnell pipping him at the post for a spot in the World Match Play. £10,000 in actual money to be earned this year, and the opportunity for more has gone. But not only that, £10,000 is now coming off of his rankings because he can't defend it. He was in this event a couple of years ago. He's been in it for quite a while. A good streak again been broken. A couple of years ago, he lost in the opening round, though, to Gerwyn Price by 10 legs to 4. But that significant now that £10,000 coming off means he'll go down from the world number 26 to at least the world number 29. Other results could obviously skew with that and change that a little bit. We've got some players in this event that haven't played in this before, which means everything they win is going to be gaining. I'll be giving you that video later in the week, so make sure you hit that subscribe. Also coming is my predictions, so everything on the build up to the World Match Play you may need to know or want to know, I'll bring it your way. 5-time champion of the world, Raymond van Barneveld, continues his slide. He lost in this a couple of years ago, 10-7 in the opening game to Johnny Clayton. Doesn't drop too far, the now world number 40, likely to drop down to number 41. So not too much of a hazard there for Barneveld. Still plenty of time that he can recoup that later on in the year, should his form return to something that we know he can. Brendan Dolan, the world number 52. He had a knack, didn't he, of qualifying for events like this, but hasn't got in this year. Lost in the opening game to Joe Cullen 10-4 a couple of years ago. £10,000 come off of his order of merit. Would seem slide down 2 places. So currently 52, he'd dropped down to 54. So nothing too alarming or too concerning there for Brendan Dolan at the moment. The concern would be the weight that will come off Richie Edhouse. Now, because of all the things we've talked about in regards to the movement, Edhouse should be fine in that world number 32 position, unless there's other results that go against him. Should still stay top 32. He lost 10-7 to Chris Dobie a couple of years ago. A few years ago was when Richie Edhouse was really coming in some great form, picked up that European Championships. Now, this is money coming off his ranking. We know the European Championships is due to come off his ranking in the future as well. So there's a lot of money to come off for Richie Edhouse. I think the likelihood of him staying around that 32 at the moment is quite slim, unless he can get himself into some of these big events at the back end of the year. To do that, he's going to have to be successful on the Pro Tours and on the European Tours. Going to really have to pick up that form in the short term if he's going to get into those. But £10,000 coming off, but I don't see much of a ranking move here for Richie Edhouse. So there's nothing too alarming here in the people that are coming off. So it's all about what the players who are in the event are going to do to see that movement, because we will see significant movement. The World Match Play always causes it because it's the second biggest ranked event on the calendar. Now, in regards to some movement, let's look at players that are needing to defend. We know Luke Humphries won this. I've mentioned it already. £200,000 to come off of his order of merit. He's safe at the top. He's got too much of a cushion at the moment to worry about moving rankings. He could potentially drop to number 3. Not here, but throughout the year. Michael van Gerwen, he was one I picked up recently when I did a video on players that could move ranking positions. I do these sort of videos all the time, so if you do enjoy them, hit the subscribe. £100,000 to come off for him. That could be a concern. James Wade and Michael Smith were semi-finalists, so £50,000 come off for them. I don't see a worry here for James Wade. I think he's far too consistent, and we know about Michael Smith already. £30,000 coming off for Dimitri Vandenberg, which we already know. Andrew Gilding, Rob Cross and Ross Smith. Now, that's not too much of a concern. They're all in the event getting £10,000. So, although they're defending 30, they've guaranteed to keep 10. So, they're only really trying to save £20,000 on their rankings. And they've all got a little bit of a cushion and a little bit of buffer. Andrew Gilding, a bit of a match play specialist, always has a bit of a run here, puts in some good performances, going up against Michael van Gerwen in the first round. So, in regards to the big defenders, quarter-final and a runner-up from a couple of years ago, £30,000 or £100,000, we're going to lose one in round 1. If you want to know what I'm going and what my predictions are, stick around till the end of the week. I will be giving you that before the start of the World Match Play. I'll be doing lives as much as I possibly can throughout the week during the World Match Play, and I will catch you all very soon when we're going to look at players that could make significant moves in the rankings.